It's May 1st, 2021, and it's now approximately 10:30 a.m. Central Time. I'm over at my original house where I have this pomegranate sapling that I'd gotten last year, um, either May or June of last year. And it just started to blossom the beginning of April. So I didn't get to bring it over to the house because I didn't want to shake off the blossom or put it under too much stress in moving it. Anyways, my sister went ahead and planted the sweet potatoes, I imagine, yesterday. She didn't remove the slip from the sweet potato. She just put the sweet potato hole in here. So I came over to get a clip of the fig tree that my friend had given me. I see for the first time fig is sprouting from the base down there. I might trim that off, and I dug a hole over here as well for the other one last year, May, but then I noticed that the sun was beaming down really hard on it in comparison to this one. So we're gonna go over to my other house now to see its counterpart. Alright, I'm over at the other house right now, a few minutes later, and this is its counterpart that I was going to put in the ground, the white, well, I think it's white fig, but I'm not sure, the fig that I kept in the pot and kept indoors overnight. The other fig was outdoors through the winter, and I tried to cover it as best as possible. Leaves fell off, it came back. Anyways, over here, this is a prickly pear. I'm going to point out a spot where that was earlier. It wasn't doing too well. Over here, when I brought it from the other house to over here and the area I had it in, it was getting too much sun and the sun was beaming on it too bad, so it was not doing well. These three thing came out within the past, I'd say, nothing but bud, sprouted up approximately 2 weeks ago. They're coming along pretty well. This here is a crown of thorn that I had over the other house indoors as well, along with the fig seeds I got from my friend that I planted from seeds. The wandering drew pretty much bit the dust, but it's still sort of hanging on. Gave me that last year. And the fiddle fig leaves bit the dust in November of last year. Over here we have a leaf of life that my sister brought up from Jamaica back in, I believe it was November or December, beginning of December. And whenever the leaves fall off, then the leaves grow root and start to bud new ones up. So that's it, leaf of life. These are the succulents I brought from over the other house. Let's start over here. Alright, later I'm going to go inside the house. There was a spot here where I had another aloe vera plant that my friend had given me, I believe, back in December of 2024. It wasn't doing too well from the sun beaming down in from the evening. This over here, I planted these last year, June or July. For these, one didn't make it. This has sprouted up about a month after I planted it, budded. And then these, the second one and these individual ones, they just sprouted and budded. I would say less than a week ago, actually. This budded about 2 days ago, but nothing has come much of it yet. This one is about the same, and it like, whoa, it just blasts out, just like that. Well, maybe I had this on pause the whole time. Anyways, what I was saying is over here, the aloe vera that was here, the sun beamed on it too much and was killing it. So I moved it over to a shaded area. These over here, this budded last year when I planted it in the summer around June. And this just this new growth just budded out about 5 days ago. These two start coming out probably on individual ones start coming out probably a day or two later. The fourth one I planted didn't make it. This start sprouting or budding the same time as those, but it's still sort of stayed the same. This also came up about the same time and it's coming up, so that's them. Over here, there's an empty spot here. I'll show you that soon. The sun was beaming down on it on this end, on this front side, and it wasn't doing very well at all. It sort of concave over, was about to fall down. Actually, it was pretty much touching the ground, making a C. This here, I collected all these succulents from my friend July of last year, 2024. This button, I just saw this yesterday, and I did come and look out on these yesterday. Didn't see this, so this is the first. This is coming out. That's pretty amazing. This is the rest of the succulents. I'd say that these two probably are gone along with this. Possibly this as well. Don't know about that. We'll see. Anyways, the snake plant over the winter burned it up, and over the past 6 to 7 days starts to have new growth. No idea what that is. I put together this composting barrel with my roommate about 3 days ago. I have another one at the house that I put together back in 2022, or was it 2023? One of them years. Alright, the missing succulent that I was talking about, the sun had beamed down on this here and it had caved all the way down. 2 days ago, or actually yesterday, I went ahead and used the stick to prop this up because I saw that there was new growth coming in. Over the winter it was outdoors, and the leaves on top burnt off. I'll zoom in a little bit more on the new growth. There. Primary reason I brought this house is because it had a greenhouse, and I thought the office that's over there was the greenhouse. But when I came in, it's this little thing here that was the greenhouse. I was like, oh, okay. I still went ahead and bought it. Got it closed on it at the end of September. We have some yellow flowers. Don't know what those are. Some white flowers. I didn't do any watering since I closed on the house. And the person who owned the house had all types of beautiful flowers in here. And over the winter, December, January, these dried up stalks were gorgeous. Very, very gorgeous. Hibiscus, but I didn't water them and I didn't cover them, and that's what came off it. Anyways, after the winter burned everything down in lack of watering from me, these are coming up. This looks like this over here. When I saw these coming up, I thought they were weeds. I weren't watering them, but as of yesterday, these 3 bloomed up or blossomed, and then this opened up this morning. It is very fragrant in scent, so we'll see what else comes up in here. And this is my tamarind sapling that I bought in Florida in March of 2023. It's seen some rough time because when I brought it over here, it wasn't doing too well on the outside here, but it seems to have gather itself into itself and bounce back. Outside the greenhouse, this had burned down and it came back over the winter. Over here we have some mushrooms growing under since it rained. Alright, don't know what type of flower these are, but when we get closer we'll see the green that's been budding out now for about 2 weeks or more. Talking about this green. I noticed this fuzz earlier this morning. I was like, what is that? But when I checked, I saw this fuzz. And if we look at this, it's sort of like a green, and it's smooth, but then it starts to get fuzzy and brown to this, where it's peeling off, and eventually it's gonna open like this, which this was like that yesterday. It opened further this morning. And let's go around to where I guess I didn't see this one over here, where this is a whole lot more open. These are very fragrant. I think I pointed out everything over here. Goji berry, my friend succulent. I had bought this Malabar organic spinach from HEB. It flowered, all of that stuff seeded. I didn't do anything with it, so it's like pretty much just laying there decapitated. The space that was missing from the aloe vera out there outside is this. What had happened was this was indoor at my other house, and then when I brought it over here, I put it outside, sort of in some semi-shade, but the evening sun, when it hit it, it put the plant in shock. The aloe vera went lost all the green, became yellow and flaccid looking. I brought it over and put it out here in more shade from that tree outside, and it still wasn't bouncing back. So I brought it indoors, I would say probably about a week now, and the colors start to come back about 3 or 4 days later. And by the 6th day, yesterday, it started to stand up, and today it's like more standing up, because these were like laying on the side. This was definitely everything was laying on the side. As you can see, this is started still laying on the side. It might stand itself up like this, and this has done. Anyways, I bought these snake plant from the grocery store, HEB. There's some other things in there and flowers and stuff. I don't know what those are. I brought this succulent in yesterday because it doesn't seem to be faring well outside. And the Broad Thyme Leaf, I had put it outside there and it wasn't faring very well either. So I went ahead and brought it inside for cooling purposes. It's doing a lot better. This plant here, which is the tropical sage red, is my friend's. It was all dried up on the outside. It was doing okay for like a day or two, but then it dried up. So I brought it in 4 days ago, and 2 days later it started to bounce back as of yesterday, and today it looks a little bit better as well. Over here, this right here, my friend gave me a cut from her mother that tended this lily. She said it's about 95 years old. She gave it to me over the winter, not winter, but around October time frame or somewhere there's about, and I put it outdoors, and they also did not do well at all in the sun. I just took these in yesterday. My mom had planted some moringas in here, but I brought the cat in, and on May 17th she went ahead and dug this up because I stupidly didn't bought her litter. Try to use this as a litter box. This humongous tree, the beginning of April, it starts to bud. White flower everywhere. There was no leaves, just flowers, white flowers. And about a week later or so, leaves came, and I don't recall seeing what happened to the flowers. The flowers probably fell off. About 4 weeks ago, there was what looks sort of like raspberries. Don't know if they're raspberries. That was growing on these tree. I took a picture of them, but then those smaller one, let's see if we can get up more close. These one here, I have these growing out my yard too, and was able to do some research and figured out what it is. It's those Christmas berries, like I forgot exactly what the name of it is. All types of trees over here. Don't know what they all are, but some gives like sort of like a small, like looks sort of like a small blueberry, but not regular blueberry. And then there is this hard red, whatever that is. But that's it.